Good afternoon, entrepreneurial clinicians. I know I'm a little earlier than I usually am, but I am calling myself done for the day, and I'm going to be implementing lots of delicious self-care and packing up my desk and closing up my office, enjoying some sunshine that's left in the day. And I can assure you I need a nap. I have been pushing it a little hard again this week. More curious about what I can tolerate as opposed to feeling like I have to get through things. So I'm grateful for all the lessons I have learned up until today on listen to your body. Very interesting that it's not actually my body that I'm listening to at the moment. It's my head. It's my head that doesn't want to think anymore. And I think it's a protective mechanism, even though that's my reframe. Hello, Debbie. Yes, I'm a little earlier. It seems to be a good time for a lot of people. I was just chatting to somebody on the east coast of the USA as well, and I sent it to bed. So I'm like, stop talking to me. Hello, Linda Mottram. Very nice comments about my hat yesterday, but today you can see my curls are behaving. What I discovered is my curls are thirsty. I did not know this. I have very thirsty curls. Who knew that was a thing? Well, I do now. Thank you to Curly Girl Method. If you don't know what that is, just type it into a search engine and you'll get a heap of stuff come up about the whole experience of having curly hair. One of the good things about curly hair, though, is your hair is never the same from one day to the next. So all those years I spent trying to get it super flat and super straight, yeah, I don't do that anymore. So how many of us have actually paid attention to the fact that we have things in our life and in our business that we are grieving and mourning? Now, this is the COVID situation has given us a fantastic opportunity to take notice of this, but it happens despite it being an international crisis of pandemic proportions. I know for myself, whenever I have a consultant or a team member move on or a customer move on, there is a sense of grief and loss for me. As a person who lives with chronic health issues, every time I am reminded not to do something or I can't do something, there is grief in that for me. Every time I look at my planning boards at the moment, so I have several, I have 3 or 4, I have a whole year planner, and that kind of gives me a big overview, and then I've broken it down into months, and then I've got some revenue targets. And because of the situation that was forced upon us, the impact of forced change, it's a real thing, I've been looking at my my planning instruments, my boards and things, and they usually inspire me and encourage me and allow me to feel like, hey, this is what we're going to do. And I love that sense of achievement. When you do something and you know you've done it well, I think there's nothing better than that feeling. But what I'm recognizing is that all of my planning tools at the moment are just reinforcing for me a sense of sadness, a sense of loss. Not just because of the revenue targets I'm not hitting. We're doing okay with that. But there's some loss around that, yes. But there's a greater loss around projects that are taking forever to come to fruition. There is a sense of grief around the people we can't serve at the moment and the ways people need to be served. I think in particular for some of our clients who are working with traumatic brain injuries or some type of cognitive dysfunction where doing this screen-based thing all the time isn't a great fit for them. I'm sad that we can't help them. I grieve that they're not getting the support and the assistance that they want. I can't connect with my team the way I want to. I can't physically be in that same space with them, and I miss that. I miss the what did I call that the other time? When you just went out and you had that incidental meeting and greeting with people, when you bought the coffee or filled your car up with fuel. I haven't filled my car up with fuel for 6 weeks, and I've driven it twice in the last 6 weeks. So maybe I'm missing driving. I'm missing the sense of being able to just be free to travel and go where I want to go. I'm missing the sense of being free to plan. So we've got some changes here in Australia where things are opening up a little bit, and we're going to do that in a very staged and careful way. And we're going to invite New Zealand to partner with us because they obviously know how to do this. But it's not going to go from this potential sense of very little to everything being available again. It's going to be a staged process, but I still miss being able to just get in an airplane and go to the States or go anywhere. I miss being able to apply to speak at conferences and be picked up for conferences. And yeah, all of that stuff is happening virtually. I get it. And I'm happy that we've got new and alternative ways of doing things from face to face. But there is a sense of loss. And most people who are attracted to me and attracted to what I talk about are going to be very action-oriented, very strong problem solvers, and are going to be very quickly going to, what do we need to do to fix this? What do we need to do to fix this? How can we fix this? How can we make it better? We're very good at pivoting. We're very good at taking in lots of information from different ways, and we're very good at taking action and making things work. But what I am noticing is that more and more health professionals are getting stuck with a lack of motivation, a sense of purposelessness, and a sense of, I don't know how to navigate this. And I wonder if that's because we haven't given ourselves permission to let go of, say goodbye to, or recognize those things that we've just had to all of a sudden rip out of our future, and we haven't put it anywhere. So I know when my mum was ripped out of my life and when my dad was ripped out of my life, I had to make sense of that. And I'm not suggesting like that. Please listen to me and hear what I'm trying to do here. When you've got big plans and you had lots of travel organized or lots of speaking gigs organized or books that were going to be published or courses that were going to be presented, and then all of a sudden we have had to become shut in. And our work has become incredibly intense. Our team members have become highly demanding because everything changed in an instant. We were all terrified of losing our businesses. We have to have made sense of this as we've been going along. But there are the things that we're still missing things. And I'm still missing things. And it wasn't until I looked at my big board yesterday and went, oh, I'm so sad that I haven't been able to achieve that. And those boards aren't serving me as at the moment. I need to reorient my plans and my goals. And some of the things that are up there need to be goodbye. I have to say goodbye. Some of them need to be not yet. And some of them are going to be, let's find another way. So I hope that you will spend some time thinking about the things that you've had to give up that maybe you didn't want to, that this forced change on us, made us behave, act, think, run our businesses in a way that we didn't choose. And we all know that when we're not given the opportunity to choose, we can react. And it's really hard to make sense of it when we're told to do stuff and we know it's healthy and it's safe and our emotions don't catch up with us. So if you've had staff members leave and you felt bad about it and you feel that sense of loss, it's going to be about that person, but also about what that person represented and also about the future that you had with that person in there, the financial future that person was going to help you achieve. So people, it's really easy to experience loss when it's a significant person like that. But think about the losses that you have had to take, the hits that you've had to take to your budget, the things you're not spending money on that you wish you could have, the sense of freedom that has been taken from you. And let's not be so quick to just problem solve and move on and gloss over. Don't be Joe. Let's give ourselves permission to kind of go, I just want to acknowledge that, say I'm disappointed about that, give that some space, some room, some breathing, some air, so then I can actually move on. Because I have a feeling, and this is just the gut of Joe speaking, that some of our motivational issues and the issues with the get up and go might switch back on if we can actually give a sense of appreciation and acknowledgement to those things that we are missing, those things that we are grieving, and those things that we have lost. Bit of a heavy topic, so I'm probably ready to go and have my nap now. Wishing you all a fantastic afternoon, evening, morning, night. And until tomorrow, go be your awesome self.